Mario is the best costume.
Strongly disagree, but you know, we can still be friends.
We can still be friends.
Yeah, character got a lot of like minor changes that changed him kind of significantly.
Yeah.
Mainly like obviously that classic down throw.
Yeah.
And that up tilt. The hitbox changes on the up tilt, angles on the down throw. Mario has to go for a lot more risky stuff to kind of get those combos going.
But now we're getting into the game. Let's see how this goes, because you'd think that K.Rool could sort of keep him out quite handily, but the cape just sort of stuffs that out too.
Definitely. K.Rool has to put a lot of has a lot of frames to use a lot of K.Rool's projectiles. And, cape is a pretty fast reflector all in all.
It is.
Like frame 7 or something. So
it was actually nerfed in between the games. It was a little bit slower in this game than it was in Smash 4.
I used to play Mario back in Smash 4 myself, so so we saw a very, very early kill from that tipper spacing on the neutral getup, catching it immediately.
That's, I mean, that's got to be a thing now that HobHunks has got to keep in mind. He doesn't want a neutral getup now.
Yeah, but at the same time, losing. Oh! Okay, that is the Mewtwo situation.
Yeah.
Somehow it never stops happening, regardless of how many times people get hit.
I think actually that was just great awareness by HobHunks.
Definitely,
he knows that this is going to be the reflector's coming. Yeah. So he put out the slower projectile, so that he did have the chance to do that.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. He's able to act quicker, and he's able to. And now effectively be quick because the cannonball is slow. You're right.
Yeah, and now he's content to play this sort of zoning spacing game. He doesn't want to go in because he knows what Mario can get with these combos.
Holds in on that Mario Tornado because he knows that if he gets caught by that dunk on stage, he's not coming back. It doesn't matter how good your recovery is.
Absolutely.
A little bit of an early kind of read from Greg, but unfortunately not going to find it.
Yeah, Greg's looking for that F smash at ledge a bit too much now, but HobHunks is not letting him have it.
I feel like that's always an issue when you get like a really, really sick read super early on in the set. It puts you in the mentality where you really want to keep doing it, because you're like, I'm in their head, and you might not necessarily be. You might have gotten a read, but you might not quite be in their brain yet.
Yep. HobHunks has been playing this stock really well. He's playing very defensively, letting Mario come to him and then punishing his options.
Thinking about how long he's been alive on this stock, but just as we say that.
Yeah, you cursed him.
Might be.
Yeah, ParableGregg, actually, I forgot about this. ParableGregg is one of the head TOs for China. For Chinese Smash players.
Oh, really?
Because he's, I believe, a teacher in China.
Oh, I see, yes. His Twitter at Beijing Smash.
Yep.
That's very interesting, actually.
And we'll see him Evo Japan. Absolutely.
Oh, that doesn't have the Smash Brothers, I don't believe. But is he
does it not?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. But yeah.
There was
the jab locks.
Oh, goes for I know that was an F smash, but it came out as a jab 3. That lockout window during your jabs where you really want to do another move, but you get that boot. It's not a bad punish, but it's not what you want, because that could have been the game.
That really could have.
That F smash is so much knockback on the tip.
Yeah, but now he's actually kind of in a bad situation.
He catches it, just even as we were talking about it being significantly worse, it's still a super, super strong move. Very
no. You see, he was catching onto HobHunks, landing with Nair very often inside ParableGregg.
Just micro-spaced a tiny bit, dashed outwards and got that F-smash, the slight recoil in the startup, calls out that Nair landing. And that's going to be game 1 to ParableGregg.
Now, what HobHunks needs to do is think about how he's landing here, because that landing has really caught him out in an awful lot of situations. He needs to be more aware and more respectful of Mario's options in this neutral state.
Like K.Rool players hate being respectful, but like well, a lot of their play is like, I'm going to do this and you've got to respect it.
Yeah.
But the more that we see, it's like kind of, oh no, I actually have to respect a lot of things, or my character doesn't get to use that good frame data and those good properties.
Interesting choice of stage here, Lilac. I feel like actually somewhere like maybe he just wants those platforms to land down when he gets juggled.
That and the offstage situations, these suctions, that becomes way better on a stage with platforms so close to the ledge. Like
it's very true. That is very true. And the
combos.
combos.
We're seeing a very nice combo from Greg here. Oh no!
He's not going to give it to him.
No,
HobHunks knows when he's yeah.
No, I quite like that Greg's just going for the damage here. He's not trying to find a combo ender. He's just looking for ways of extending it further. And you see, he's racked up a hell of a lot of damage after it. Oh,
that shield damage!
I'm so glad that doesn't shield break. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, the up smash. Not what it. The up smash always feels much less of a. that Mario up smash feels a lot weaker than it used to be.
Yeah,
it doesn't have that same knockback. It might still have the invincibility, though, because it still has that utility as an anti-air option. Gonna kill at 144 though,
yeah,
no doubt about
I
that.
think there's a thing that HobHunks needs to figure out is that he doesn't want to be above Mario.
Definitely
Doesn't
not.
matter if he can come down with his nail or his super armor.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
Jumping on Mario is scary business.
And he's just not respecting that, I don't feel.
One thing I'd like to see more is Greg. So Greg is reflecting these capes, these crowns super consistently, but he's not getting much off of them because when you cape the crown, he's not getting the crown back immediately.
Yes.
And that crown can
Lilac.
No,
I love it.
With all due respect, Greg should have seen the circumstance he was in. You can't do that. You cannot jab lock someone on a downward tilting slope.
Yep.
You need to have that awareness, and you know that might be something that HobHunks is looking for in this stage pick.
Yeah, maybe it is.
We saw a very close thing to a jab lock F smash in that previous game, and I think he's looking to avoid that.
Yeah.
He's got a solid forward air, that weirdly diddy forward air.
Yeah, it is actually. It's really big, but not as disjointed. I mean,
definitely not.
So it is risky, and I feel like again, still HobHunks is not respecting ParableGregg's options when he's in disadvantage.
Definitely not. I saw that was such a wonderful fireball to interrupt the propeller, but it's not going to do anything to actually kill
No,
it.
it's not K. It's K.Rool. You can't do that.
That forward smash on the other hand definitely going to seal out that stock. I feel like Greg's being a bit aggressive with these up air options, trying to get a combo started. Mario, obviously, losing his classic down throw, kind of has to work a little bit harder to find those combo openings. A lot of that is a lot of raw up airs. And then when K.Rool can predict that and you hit you with a nair or an F tilt, that can really put a bit of a dent in your game plan.
I think actually now in this situation is HobHunks is actually having a little bit of difficulty dealing with Mario's speed. He's trying to create a zone here on this stage, using the slopes a little bit to his advantage, but it's just not working out because Mario is so fast.
Definitely.
He can just keep coming at you.
Yeah, classically a character with not the best approach options, but at least in comparison to someone like K.Rool, he's a fast boy.
He really is.
HobHunks is getting a lot of mileage out of that neutral B, I would say. Like you said, you relied on it a lot in the previous patch.
I feel like it's just one of K.Rool's best moves.
It genuinely is. It's a command grab. It's a projectile that if you keep on shielding for too long, you get a command grab out of it.
Yeah.
Even in those neutral situations. Oh, these up airs. Oh, air dodges. Oh no, and
he runs into the
very
F-smash.
aggressive. A very aggressive option to try and punish that whiff forward air.
Yeah.
Greg landing super earlier than K.Rool, just throwing out that S smash, knowing that dash is coming.